Ms. Mitch, and let's get this ball rolling. Tell us how you're feeling, what your focus is this week, and your intentions for the call. I am feeling sick. I am under the weather. Focus for the week is default donations, documentation, and give power, and give fi. Intention for the call is to facilitate, and I will pass it to Griff.
Oh, come on. There we go. I'm feeling lucky. And my focus for the week is to recover from the hack and help Amin and everybody figure out how to push that forward, as well as, of course, talking to VCs and getting investment. And intentions for this call, just going over what could have gone wrong with the hack and how lucky we really are. And I'm sure that there's other things to talk about too. And I'll pass it over to Lauren.
Thank you, Griff. Yeah, my intentions for the week are ultimately the same, and same for this call. It's just to get everybody in the loop on what happened over the weekend, and also just keep pushing forward to clean up the stuff that's going on in the Give farm and try to get all our liquidity back and blah, blah, blah. And then once I'm done doing that, hopefully I can refocus back on Give power boosting and trying to finish the parts of that. I'm feeling pretty terrible in general lately, and I will pass it on to Chewy. Nice to see you, Chewy.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, everyone. Well, I don't have anything particular to say. Just wanted to be here to show my support because of the hack, and I know that the community will pull this through. I'll pass it to Heather.
Hello. Yeah. My intention is to hear about the hack and then also give some updates on our worked out partnership. That will be short and sweet. And I will pass it to Kurt.
Oh, hey. I'm just here to see what's going on. So after the weekend, I'm just interested in things which happened. I pass it to Nick Biles.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm also sick. I have a very bad cough and a cold. My focus for this week will be helping Vishal out for October payments and buddy calls happening this week, and also drafting the work agreements for those who just recently finished the role proposal and the DAO process. And yep, no distraction. I think, no distractions. Passing it to Almond.
Thank you, Nick Wills. So I'm feeling kind of sick as well. My focus for this week is to figure out how to support with everything that happened over the weekend. And my intention for the call is to align on everything and the needs of the working groups. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Two mute buttons. Okay. I am also feeling a bit sick today still. But yeah, my focus for the week, I guess, just to keep working forward, or obviously recover, but then keep working forward on the things I was working on before, mandatory updates and talking with Change and trying to get more verified projects so we can transition from Giving Block. So I guess that's my focus for the week, and intention for the call is just to catch up with everybody and see what's going on and learn more, just like everybody else. And I will pass it to Kai.
Hey guys, I don't feel bad. I feel okay, stressed a bit, but not your fault. This week I announced it in one of our channels, step up security a bit, because we were actually lucky that our server has not been breached. If that would have happened, that would have been very bad. But we saw some things, so we want to fix them, and that's what we will do. I give it to Marco.
Thanks, Guy. Hi, everybody. I'm feeling good. My focus for this week will be On the Giveth side, I guess keeping track of the progress of the designs of the Give Power, maybe assisting a little bit more if needed. And as usual, any multi-sigs, forum posts, replying and stuff like that, general governance stuff. Intentions for this call, obviously get updates on the hack. I think there are a couple of more updates that I'm interested in hearing more, but we'll get to that later. I'll pass it over to Kotabe. You there, Kotabe?
Kotabe.
Oh no, yeah, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, okay. Thanks. So my intentions for the week is to get back in the loop with everything. Intentions for this call, know more about the hack and also see what's happening everywhere in governance. And I have no instructions. I pass it to Jake.
Welcome back, Kotabe. I'm feeling pretty good. Focus for the week is I have some VC fundraising calls to push through, as well as continue finding some new donors. And then just intentions for this call, I want to hear all about yesterday's happenings. And I will pass it on to Claire. Have you gone?
Yep.
Claire. Oh, you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Yeah, you're good.
Hear me now. Sorry about that. Thanks, Jake. No, I didn't go. I am not feeling so good today. I've had a migraine on and off for the last couple of days. I am here. My intention is to get the latest on the hack at the weekend, like everybody else. And my focus for the week is to look a bit more into the givebacks review process tool. I've just had a meeting with TJ and Ashley, and to look at streamlining the comms planning process with Corey later on this week, and to work on project survey. I've got no distractions, and I'm handing over to, I'm going to have a guess, Nicola. Did you go?
No, I haven't. Thank you, Claire. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Sending high vibes to everyone who's sick and feeling under the weather. I am here to get synced up. Of course, also hear about the hack. My focus for the week is to finalize another verification round, tweet about it, and focus on Meet the Makers and other Discord event planning, organization, polishing and curating the mandatory updates, issues we have around them, and getting ready for Rewards Team, our first hack session. And I'm going to pass it to Matteo.
Thank you, Nicola. Hey guys, I'm not distracted, ready to be here, and you high vibes to everyone that is also sick. I'm very curious about all the intense happenings during the weekend, and I just want to hang out with you. Wish you a great week. I'll pass it to Almond.
Almond already went, but we can pass it to Corey.
Hey, I'm feeling pretty good this week. I am focusing on let's see, we've got like anything left over regarding Give Power prep, of course. Also, getting some announcements out, hopefully, about the Projects 101 course, and doing some, more meetings around streamlining content planning process, and a couple other comms things, as well as a Twitter space this week, the Regen Farms. And for the call, I definitely wanted to get up to speed on what was going on over the weekend. And anything else governance related. And I don't have any distractions. I'm very focused here. So I'll go ahead and pass this to Frischel.
Happy Monday. I'm feeling great. My focus for this week is process the next batch of payments. And intentions for the call is to have a proposal on a few changes on the PTO policy, And I'll pass it to Monique.
Thank you, Rochelle. I'm not feeling that good today. My focus for this week is just to finalize the user stories for the next sprints. The next sprint planning is empty. The doable things we have. And my intention for the call is just to hang out and think about the future of the Giveth after the hack. And also be in the loop. I'm not distracted. And I'll give it to Moshe Hop.
We got to turn off our cameras because this governance call is full. Wow.
Thank you, Monique. Hello, everyone. Good to be here. So I'm feeling good. My intentions for this call is, of course, to hear about the hack and the updates with the WorkDAO. And like I said, like we are planning to strengthen the security on our infrastructure. Although we don't have any clue that our servers were hacked, here to sync up with everyone. And that's it. I'll pass it to Amin.
Are you there, Amin? All right, we'll try again. Maybe Ahmad, you want to go in the meantime?
Hey, Mitch. Yeah, sure. I don't usually join this call, but I wanted to come just to see how everyone is doing and to catch up with everyone. Also, I have a proposal that I put in the forum about technical services. So if we have time, I can go over that and explain it a little bit more. And that's pretty much it for me. I'm not distracted right now, but I might have to go a bit early. Did anyone not go? I just joined.
Yeah, we can sling it to Danny.
Awesome.
Hey, good morning, everyone. You can hear me all right, yes?
Yep.
Great. Interesting to hear other people are sick. I went down pretty hard a few days ago, so I'm staying close to home and a little weak, but feeling much better today. Excited to get my calendar sorted out and see which meetings to join, especially what I need to do to prepare for our new praise quantification team getting launched on Friday. And same as all, let's see how we can rally together and grow forward from what happened on the weekend. And back to you, Mitch.
Great. Breachies, do you want to go?
Hello, everyone. This week, I will focus in learn the tools that you use and see what is happening so I can learn how can I help. And basically, it's that, like, I'm here to learn. So, and I'm kind of sick, and today is my birthday, so I will try to be here the most time that I can, but I'm not sure that I will be for so long or all day. Thank you.
Whoa, happy birthday. Let's pass it to Carlos.
Thank you, Mitch. Hey, everyone. I'll join the sick group as I had a really bad flu this weekend with fever and all that. But yeah, I'm feeling much better today. My focus is, talk about the hack. And I'm really interested also in the WorkDAO updates from here. That's it for me. Back to you, Mitch.
Great. Did we get Franco?
Thank you, Mitch. Hello, everyone. I'm feeling well. I'm feeling rested. My focus for this week is working the quantification first round, working on the docs and organizing with ETH Gathering. That's going to do a partnership with Giveth House or Giveth. And my intention for the call is to hear about the hack as everyone else. And I'll pass it to Mateo.
I think Mateo already went.
Okay, maybe.
And I think we have Amin. Are you there now?
Or Heather, maybe?
Heather already went. Did you go, Heather?
Yeah, I went.
Yeah, you went. Okay.
Maybe Vlad.
Vlad, yeah.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, go, Amin.
Can I go? Yeah, thank you.
Go, Amin.
Sorry, I had connectivity problem. This week, my focus is to, fix what happened after the Saturday events and calculate the rewards for every pool that is attacked and, prepare the front end and the data to give people back what they deserve before the attack. That's my focus. And whether any discussion around that, I pass it back to you, Mitch, or we said.
Sure, I think the last one is Vlad.
Vlad, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm here to watch to know more of the recent things that happening. And regards to Giveth, I'm trying to onboard the project of Providencia that we made an event on Saturday, creating a profile and stuff. Here to watch you guys. Good morning.
PM. Okay. Well, we are 20 minutes in and we got a loaded schedule. Whoever's messing with my agenda, get out of here. I think it's Kai. Okay, let's just dive right into the first thing on everybody's lips, the hack. And maybe Griff or Lauren want to give us a rundown?
Yeah, I can take it. So let's just say what happened. So at like 3 o'clock UTC, a hacker was able to attack our Give farm. And they were able to do that because we generated the key using a vanity address generator and it's kind of interesting because the token itself, the token contract, has good DAO in the address. And to make that the case, we generated another key that would be able to deploy the contract at that address. So even though our key isn't a vanity key, it is a vanity key. Like, it doesn't say anything funny in that address itself. But that was the exploit, because someone was able to regenerate that key using like probably GPUs. Maybe it took a couple days, but eventually they were able to regenerate the private key for that key. And we used that key to deploy almost everything in the Giveth ecosystem, in the Give economy. But we were very lucky and diligent, and we used good security practices to move ownership of almost everything that we deployed to a multi-sig. And the only thing that we used this key for after that was to notify the rewards. So every 2 weeks we changed the reward rate of the farm. And this key, because the hacker had it, they were able to change the reward rate for the Angel Vault, the Give Bow pool, single staking ETH, which on mainnet, which was dumb. I don't know why they changed that. And the Cult farm, the Cult regen farm. And so they changed the reward rate so that and then they also staked things in those pools. And then after they changed the reward rate, they basically had infinite give to claim. And so they claimed the maximum possible for each farm. So most of it was from the Angel Vault, which was recently deployed. The Give Bow pool barely had any out there, and the Cult regen farm was also relatively small. So they weren't able to claim that much relative to what could have happened, which you saw what happened full on with Dappnode. So so they claimed about 1.3 million give, and then they bridged it to Gnosis chain and dumped it for Gnosis. And it was about $50 million, $50,000 at the time. But they suffered major slippage, and only got about $40,000 worth of no. And they were able to get about $170,000 of DAppNode tokens by dumping the DAppNode token to nothing. So I would say we're very lucky because there were several more things that they could have done with this key. The biggest thing was that they didn't really use Gnosis chain, and they could have, if they would have notified reward on the give power staking on Gnosis, they would have gotten more give than they got on mainnet. They would have gotten somewhere around 1.5 million give, which is more than they even got in the first place. So we got very lucky in that way. We got very lucky in that we actually took good security practices and didn't use that key for so many things. And we also got lucky. There was one more big one. We got lucky that they didn't notice the Angel Vault. So the Angel Vault was having issues with routing, and they would have experienced much less slippage if they would have dumped on the Angel Vault on mainnet as opposed to bridging to Gnosis and then coming back. So yeah, we were very lucky, I would say as a whole, that this hack only cost us 40K. Honestly, this is like the best hack I've ever seen, and at least for us. Whereas for DAppNode, it was they did not move the ownership of all the deployed contracts to a multisig, so the hacker was able to just take all of the staked LPs. You know, like the hacker didn't have the ability to take the staked Angel Vault LPs or the Valpool LPs, right? So, but with DAppNode, they're able to take the LPs out completely and just steal from everyone who was staking. They're able to steal all the node that was sitting in the distributor, and dump it all on the market and take. So whatever liquidity they didn't steal and break apart, they basically dumped all the node to take any value out of node liquidity that existed. If that would have happened to us, it would have been a disaster with all of our token swaps, and it would have really destroyed everything that we have. So we're very lucky. We're very lucky that this wasn't a bigger issue. I don't know. Are there any questions about what happened?
My only question is, and I'm really sorry, kind of, because I remember reading about this vanity address generator exploit a couple of weeks back, and somewhere in my mind I was thinking, Griff likes to sometimes, generate a vanity address, and I'm really kind of not at fault, but still giving me the fault of like, why didn't I say anything? And just had that thought in my mind. I don't know. Sorry. But so we are sure that we are not using any more generated addresses is my question.
There's no other vanity addresses that we've ever done, as far as I know. And of course, if you have a vanity address, make sure that you double check how it was created, because there are safe vanity address generators out there. But so double check that. But also this key, we looked around and tried to find anywhere else where this key was used and changed it. So I believe that is complete, but wouldn't mind if anyone wants to do a double check. We could have a little hack session on looking it up. Okay, so there's two other sides of this. There's the how did we respond, and then what do we do going forward? So how did we respond, I'll talk about, and then maybe what we do going forward, I'll pass it to Lauren to talk about the snapshot and forum post. But how did we respond? We were aggressive with our response because in the emergency time, we weren't 100% sure what else they could do with that address. So we immediately removed liquidity from all of our token pools that we could, and also worked with partners to remove liquidity so that they didn't get screwed. And we did all that before really announcing the hack publicly. And then we found out the extent of the damage and made sure that the key wasn't able to do anything else. And so since then, we've actually reinstated all the liquidity, and we're still waiting for Shapeshift and Gnosis to reinstate their side of the liquidity pool token swap. And I think maybe, I don't know if PrimeDAO actually removed it or not, but they might also need to. Other than that, I think we're back in, we have most of the liquidity pools back up. The only one that I don't think we'd put back up is the Give DAI pool. It's also a small amount on mainnet, and I don't know if we want to put it up. And I don't know. We probably want to do like an action review, like retrospective on this. It would be very valuable, I'm sure. Maybe we'll do that in a week or something. And I'll pass it to Lauren to talk about what we do going forward.
Yeah, sure. Cool. So what forward, we're thinking about ending the Give farms that were affected by this attack, including the Angel Vault and the Balancer pool. So I made a forum post yesterday that's up in the Give farm that basically outlines this proposal. It's called Ending Give Farm Liquidity Incentives Programs for Give. Basically, the TLDR is everything that Griff just said, plus these were the pools that were affected. The 100% Give staking on mainnet was basically had no rewards in it and was already archived, so there's nothing we need to do about it. But if we wanted to clean this up and restore everything to the way that it was, it would require us to do a bunch of development work, to redeploy the contracts and reallocate incentives to these pools to cover for what was stolen. The Give ETH Balancer pool was set to end in 2 weeks, so we could just call it and end it here instead. And then the Angel Vault, honestly, the Angel Vault routing hasn't been swapped, so we haven't been benefiting from all of this incentivized liquidity. So until that gets fixed and the routing on Uniswap is more orderly, then it almost doesn't make sense to continue incentivizing liquidity in the Angel Vault. So we're proposing to, going forward, just end these pools, not redeploy them. I'm working right now with Sharik and Amin to archive them, at least from the front end, and have them deactivated. And then Amin is also now on figuring out what rewards people had earned up to the point of the attack, so that we could actually send the people who were farming the rewards that they were owed, the rewards that they had earned legitimately. We can actually just send it to them and then end these farms and call it a day there. The pools that weren't affected, nothing was affected on Gnosis chain, including Give Power. So Give Power wasn't touched at all, and we do want to continue keeping Give Power and continue with our plan for boosting and for staking, blocking Give, and earning those rewards. So that pool would stay open, but we'd basically be ending all of our mainnet liquidity incentives programs. Yeah, that's all. Am I missing anything, or does anyone have any questions?
What about the regen farm program?
Yeah, so the only regen farm that was affected was the Cult ETH regen farm on mainnet. Unfortunately, because it was almost to the end of their rewards period anyway, and the incentives were not super high, they lost only about $1,000 worth of Cult. The hacker was able to make off with $1,000 worth of Cult, essentially. So we're talking Cult right now about what they want to do. We're going to kind of take their lead on, do they want us to redeploy the farms for them or to end the farms? I think that redeploying the farms for them would be great, and just allow us to kind of finish the partnership and deliver had promised, and we can make up the $1,000 worth of calls with the cult that they paid us as the farm fee. So we can actually kind of like give them back the money that was lost because of this hack and redeploy their farm so that they continue until the end of the incentives program. But also it's open that if they don't want to continue or restart the cult farm, they could just remove the incentives that are there. We'll still pay them back the cult that they lost. And then we can end that farm. And then going forward with regen farms, I think we can still continue. We can continue with the launching of the regen farm for standard. The one for Fox wasn't affected at all because none of the farms on Gnosis chain were affected. And now that we've removed the ability for these keys to change notify reward, this problem won't happen in the future. So I think we can continue with supporting people with regen farms as they so wish. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, so
sorry. Are we sure that the root of this hack is this this vanity address, or we're not sure about the root of the hack?
Yeah, I'm like, I would say 99.3% sure, mostly because it happened at the same time as DAppNode. DAppNode and Giveth both use this vanity address generator, and DAppNode's key was only on Edu's laptop. It was never anywhere else, and not on a server or anything. And our key was in a server, but and so and it's because both DAOs were attacked within minutes apart. It makes sense that it's connected, and the only way that it would be connected is through this vanity address generator, because we both use the same tool to generate this key, and and that's the only thing that we can connect the two hacks to each other. And then, of course, this vulnerability was used to exploit many projects for hundreds of millions of dollars. So Wintermute was one project that lost $160 million because of this exploit. So because of the known exploit and the connections, I'm pretty certain that this is the cause.
Appreciate it, Giveth.
Wait, so we knew that before, or we learned that afterwards about this exploit for Wintermute and others?
I had heard of this exploit and never made the connection between our tool and that tool. I honestly just thought it was a different tool, and unfortunately, a lot of this happened while we were at Burning Man. So it was kind of like we were a little bit away. We didn't catch it. No one in the DAppNode or Giveth community caught it. So there's no one to blame. Anyone could have been a hero, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Just a question about liquidity. How would you say that it's our liquidity right now on mainnet after the attack?
Low. The Angel Vault was basically emptied. Lots of people pulled their liquidity from the Val ETH pool. The Angel Vault liquidity almost never really mattered in the first place, because if you went to go buy Give on mainnet, you wouldn't be routed through that pool. So it didn't really help. And the Give ETH pool is good for buying, but not good for selling. And because it's the 80-20 pool. So, and we don't really have any other liquidity on mainnet. All of our liquidity is on Gnosis chain.
We did put back all of our protocol and liquidity, though, on Gnosis chain. And I mean, it was kind of like withdrawing the liquidity was like a knee-jerk reaction to sure that the hacker didn't have anything to dump into, but they weren't actually able to make off with that much. So putting liquidity back, we were able to kind of restore everything kind of as it was, and the give token price also wasn't affected so significantly. So yeah, I mean, I think trying to get more mainnet token swaps is still a great idea, but the incentives programs we had on mainnet for liquidity anyway were either about to end or not functioning well. So mainnet liquidity is still, I think, something that should be on our roadmap.
Question. So would you say that the Angel Vault wasn't a success in general, as a program?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that. I mean, it was there. It in some ways helped stabilize the small pools that we do have because MEV bots and our bots would basically come in and make sure to adjust the price. But end users like retail, people who just want to buy or sell Give on mainnet, they could never see it that it existed. So we worked with the Ichi team to figure out the routing issue, and we tried a few things. Nothing succeeded, and that's where we are. So I would say that the Angel Vault was a failed project, honestly, from my assessment.
One thing that occurred to me is I know we've had this bug bounty proposal up, and I'm hearing that nobody within the Giveth team was able to see this, but there was a known connection out there. Is this something that our bug bounty post, if we were to get something like that out, it would help us have at least more people looking for something like this?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I was wondering myself, we do get some vulnerability reports, but, they are usually about very minuscule things or really easy fixable and, whatever, also very common exploits. Unfortunately, no one called in a bounty on this. Like I said, when we closed up the bounty thing, we will put up a bounty, but there's this thing how high who you want a bounty to be, so stuff like this doesn't happen. Because if we, I don't remember the number in US dollars, the Griff said I think it was 15K, but that's a very low number for a bounty of this magnitude. All funds can be stolen. If you analyze what you can do with the key beforehand versus what actually happened with the key, because the person was not able to do everything or did not do everything they were able to, we got off cheaper this way. To answer your question, so yes, it might have worked. The person in question could have seen our bounty up there and said, "Okay, that's actually enough for me to not do the hack, but report the exploit so I can get the funds." But probably the actual hack was cheaper. So, and one last thing, and in the future, like I said, we will likely start with a very small bounty there, and if we feel it's a really great thing, we can increase it later. But also, it puts our a good portion of our give also in a different smart contract that's not audited by us, and I'm really starting to get wary of things like that. We overexpose ourselves a lot by having partnerships with many DAOs, so we should be very careful where we put our funds, I think.
Cool. Thinking about I'm always the optimist and looking for what is the positive thing that comes out of this, that we can, as we communicate what happened, we can celebrate or employ going forward.
Okay, we got about 15 minutes, a little bit over left on the call. I think we got everything, but I would really suggest everyone engage with this forum post here that Lauren threw up. And also the snapshot votes, which I think she linked in there. Yeah, vote and snapshot. There's a few more important things I want to cover in this call,
and really quick, if you want to know more about the DApp node thing in their server, they're having an AMA in the next hour.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Great. Moving on. Well, maybe we won't talk about time zones today, but in the multi-sigs and other DAOs, I think there's nothing pending. I had a look before this meeting started, but I'm sure we'll have more in the coming days. Sorry. In the snapshot, as I just mentioned, there are two things to vote on, right? So there's the one from last week, changing the max givebacks factor according to a project's give power ranking. And so that would change it from a flat 75% from a range of 50% to 80% givebacks matching. And the one that I just mentioned, ending mainnet give liquidity. In the Give Garden, we've got the Doing Good membership, which is still up and set to pass in the next couple days. And then in our Give DAO, we've got two proposals. One is my request for reimbursement from some of our accommodations in Bogota. And the other one is Almond's role proposal, which went up just earlier today. And so those are missing some quorum to vote on those. And oh yeah, I put a little addendum that I'm not going to sell the Give for now. No, I won't sell it. So if you're in there, check out the garden, check out the snapshot, and if you have NR Give tokens, please use those to vote in these things here. And I want to give some time to Heather, actually, because that was the second most heard thing I heard was WorkDAO. So maybe if you want to take a few minutes, Heather.
Yeah, sure. So just kind of like a broad overview of WorkDAO is that they can help with different HR tasks, especially when it comes to helping our contributors receive the proper tax forms that they need in their respective countries to like prove that they are like tax compliant. And then they could also potentially help with helping people immigrate to a variety of different countries. I have a forum post up there along with their pitch deck, and I just want to thank everyone who have added questions to our town hall potential that we'll have with WorkDAO. And I also want to remind people, I'll put it in the channel, but there is a link for the town hall availability. And I would really love to try and do this town hall sooner rather than later. So, and then also push this through by the end of the year, ideally, like December 1st. So people who are interested in this service can get like one like tax receipt for their payroll in December. So there is a little bit of a time crunch on them. On this. I'm hoping that WorkDAO, they seem pretty busy too, but hopefully we can get this town hall done in November, and then you can ask your questions there. And then also, like, this is a little tangential, but there is like one idea that contributors who are interested in this, that Giveth will subsidize it by like 10 or 20% maybe. So that's also in the talks as well. And I'm happy to answer questions, or if you have any questions that are specific to the Worked Out as a platform or as a service, please post them in the Google Doc that is linked to the forum post. That's all I got.
Great. Thanks, Heather. Do we have any quick questions or comments? Beautiful. Okay. This wasn't in the check-ins, but I think it's important. The PFP collection needs some help to make sure that it's done on time. Maybe Santi's here. Santi or Almond, whichever.
Sure, thank you, Mitch. Well, basically, we've discussed internally that the best way to move forward is to try to keep things simple. And just launch on mainnet, drop the DPF collection on mainnet, forget about offering purchase with nice tokens, just sell with DAI, and offer some additional benefits or utility after we launch the collection. We may do a raffle of some nice tokens between those that end up getting a PFP. And we may offer gift power boosting, which is something that, according to the development team, seems to be quite feasible. But still, we want to, discuss everything with the development team, which are the ones who are going to have to create the drop page. And we understand that the faster and the easier we do it, the better. That's basically the consensus we've reached so far. And I'm gonna join the development call Wednesday to discuss with the team and with Lauren, see how we can move forward from where we are. As the designs are basically finished, we have plenty of combinations, billions of combinations. We probably are gonna leave some of the designs or some of the elements of the designs on hold in the event we wanna launch or give away or some other collections in the future. But basically the design.
Great, thanks for the update. So yeah, I did notice that Tropical Mango dropped in a pile of polls that look a bit malformatted, but I think we get the idea. And yeah, looking for some technical validation, and like Santi said, keep it simple and make sure that we can launch on time, which is due for Christmas. Yay. Okay. 10 minutes left. I wanted to give some space to Ahmad to talk about the General Services Technical Partnership.
Yeah, sure. I won't take too much of everybody's time. If you want to learn more, you can read from the link here in the forum. But the idea behind it basically is that we'll be able to engage with people at Giveth on different projects that we're working on at General Magic. So this is a way to open up a new revenue stream for Giveth, and also to take advantage when things are not as busy. And it's a win-win for both of us, because for us, we don't have to hire developers in the short term. And in the long term, yeah, it's a way for Giveth to get more revenue and build up its own sustainability. So I guess like the biggest question is, what would the workflow look like? So that's something that would happen in the next phase. So basically, we'd have to define how exactly do we propose these projects? How do we define what the timelines are for these projects to make sure, of course, that any projects that we do collaborate on don't take too much time from the people at Giveth and don't interfere, with their normal duties and job. So that's something that we'll need to finalize in the next phase. But yeah, for now, it's just about making sure that everyone is okay with this in theory, and then, we can move on to the next step.
Yeah, it's going to be curious, like how you delegate the devs time and like what is the developer's motivation to take on more work essentially. Like, are they getting kicked a bonus, or are they actually earning more money to like take on more work essentially?
Yeah, so for the time being, it's more just something that makes Giveth more sustainable. And I guess from the side of developers, it's something that would keep them active with new projects and keep their learning curve steep. And I know that, in the past, we did receive some complaints that sometimes people get a little bit bored when there's not a lot going on. So yeah, so the main idea is it basically keeps everyone active and working on a lot of exciting projects.
Great. Thanks for the update. And so you would like us to engage with the forum post?
Yeah, so you can tell me if this makes sense, but yeah, I wanted to leave it up for a little bit on the forum, and then I guess next step would be to put it up in our Give vote, and then yeah, if everyone's fine with that, then we'll move on to the next stage.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, did somebody say something? Okay.
Any questions or concerns?
Okay. Cool. All right. I took this one out here from the forum. Feedback from incredible project owners. And I think this was from Almond. Do you feel like talking about this on the call?
Sure, thank you. So basically, Jake put me in touch with Humberto and Anna from Urbanica. And I really wanted to share this feedback with everyone for you to just check it out, because I found really useful that they are not only active members from Gitcoin and Gitcoin grants and Giveth. They've been in the Web3 space for a while, and I found really interesting some of these comments, because I know that we've been talking around some of the things too in the DAO. So basically they're mentioning that would be good to make more connections towards the Giveth projects. They were saying that would be cool to have some sessions just focusing specific products from and features from the DAO. And I also like that they not only share the feedback, but also share some possible solutions for what they were saying. So I would love for you to just go and check out what they mention. And yeah, maybe I think this can be also good to be applied after the hack that happened over the weekend, that we can also maybe put in place some of these actions for get the support of the community. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Jake, for connecting me with them.
Yeah, not only do they have projects, they're also donors to Giveth too. So.
Great. Cool. So jump in there and make sure you give this a good read. and think about it and provide some feedback or create a discussion. Next thing, see if we can get it out. PTO policy update from Fershell.
Yes. So I've already did some checking of the previous hours, so the hourly contributors can check out their PTO earned. Check out that doc there. And then Lauren pointed out a good issue that we might have, because currently what we are doing for full-time contributors is that every start of the year we replenish the 20 days per year. And what if someone uses all of the 20 days and then quits right after? So would it be better for us to accrue the PTO days based on the time worked? So we just divide the 20 days for 12 months, and then every month full-time contributors earn 1.67 PTO days. And that's the same computation for the hourly contributors, where their hours are, which is based on their hours worked. So that's just the change that we are planning to propose for this one. So I'd like to hear if there are any comments about that or disagreements. Or
I love it would be kind of forum post that we can comment. It's only doc there.
So the doc there is our tracking and computation.
Just drop the forum post in there for you, Monique.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's up there already. It's all right. Okay, well, we got the forum post there. We got 1 minute left, you guys. Tropical Mangoes roll proposal. Check it out. And our give distribution is ending in 2 to 3 days. And do your buddy reviews. And with 1 minute left, we have to sing happy birthday to Ashley and Breechies. Yay! Happy birthday. Everyone on mute. Everyone on mute.
Oh, that's just, yeah.
That was birthday.
Wow. You guys really ran with that. I wasn't ready. Oh, awesome. Well, we made it through the call. So many things to vote on and read about. So take some time today and go through it. And we'll probably have more multi-sigs and stuff to deal with today. So be on the lookout. Thank you for coming, everyone.